a long and varied career living in Montana and have dated many different types of men. And this past August, I turned 40, and I just realized that I just wasn't where I wanted to be in my life as far as relationships go with men. Um, I I needed to do something, and so I started, kind of looking for avenues to help me because I realized that I couldn't do it on my own. Came to Anna's coaching practice, my overall vision for myself was that, I wanted to meet a wonderful life partner. I had this dream of, living in Mexico in this beautiful, serene beach house and having a couple kids and creating a family and wake up in the morning and just be able to be with my family and walk out onto the sands of the beach, listen to the ocean, drink my coffee, and really kind of say goodbye to this life of, I've had multiple careers and realized that just wasn't really bringing me the joy that I wanted. And I didn't want to be alone anymore. I mean, I feel like I accomplished a lot by myself, purchased a home by myself. I have all the, I guess you could say, like Montana toys, boats and jacuzzi tubs and this and that, but it's all empty if you don't have people in your life that you love to share those things with. And I remember I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw Anna's ad on Facebook, and then I watched the small presentation and I signed up to do kind of the discovery call. But before I even had the discovery call, I knew that I wanted to work with Anna. I just had that kind of deep sense of knowing, because what she was presenting was really speaking to my heart, about what I wanted in my life. And when I was talking to Anna in a discovery call, what I had mentioned was that there was really no women in my local community that really had the life and the lifestyle that I wanted to create for myself. And I had remembered that I had a boyfriend one time who said to me that to kind of get to the next level of where you want to be, you really need to have a mentor. It's actually crucial to have somebody that is in the place in their life where you want to be. And so I guess I was tired of battling on my own. I've always been fiercely independent, like probably most women that would do this type of work. I've done it all by myself, and and there I am still by myself. So something needed to change. It sails by. I mean, and I think for me, the big trigger was the 40th birthday, and then I was like, this is not what I want my life to look like. I do not want to be living in this house that I bought by myself, with my 2 cats, eating bonbons for the rest of my life. Like, that's not what I wanted. And so you have to change like your belief system and your habits. And really, I wanted to look deeper at myself, because when you're in a relationship, you're half of the equation. And so clearly I knew there was more to look at. So when I came across Anna, I was very frustrated. Like, I was kind of to the end of my rope with myself and what I was doing wrong. I was kind of beating myself up, and I was just really, really deflated. And I knew I wanted to change something. And I knew some of it had to do with me and the way I was behaving, but I just didn't know any other way to be. I think like not having women examples for me to follow with, where I live, feminine women that have businesses and families and are, able to coordinate all of those things together and have a harmonious marriage in life. And so the coaching with Anna really made me, stop and set aside time to work on this. But really just kind of moving from doing to being was a huge shift for me. Because I've always been masculine and career oriented, and managing people, doing, and the bottom line stops with me, and I have to be responsible and, just effort after effort, instead of just kind of what I learned from Anna was just relaxing into myself and into my body and like listening to, intuition and kind of being silent and really like listening to the body. And you'll find, and it's amazing, that the answers just kind of pop up, and it's not the thinking thing, it's the feeling thing. And that's, you know, a big part of what I learned. And
Mm.
so that has been really, really helpful. And just, flowing with things is another thing that I learned. It's like life doesn't always work like you planned. And it's like, gosh, when you hit the road bumps and you're really down on, maybe a decision you made, or that you don't have the life that you want yet, and you're frustrated and you don't know how to unstuck yourself. So sometimes silence and like listening to your body and your intuition, and really just, for me, working with Anna really brought a lot of the focus back onto myself,
Mhm.
versus thinking about a man and what are they doing, or what am I not doing good enough, or am I not good enough, or not worth it, or me trying to give to them. I was always in relationships like over giving, like immensely, to my own detriment, really. And I would do it at work, and then I would do it at home in relationships, and then I always end up feeling empty inside. The reaction I got from men was so much different. Like
Wow.
everywhere I went, men were like opening doors and looking at my tire pressure and just all these things. And I was just like, oh, the way they were treating me was totally different than the way I had been, where, if I got a flat tire, I would just get out there and try to fix it myself. And an aura shift, like just kind of relaxing into my being, and that I am a woman, and actually letting go and letting men be men, letting them have the opportunity to help me,
Mhm.
because they want to. And I think that does something for men. It like inspires something in them. The other day at the gas station, my tire was low, and some guy I didn't even know was like, "Hey, your tire's low." And so I pull around, to fill it up, and then there's a gentleman there, and I just went over and asked him. I was like, would you mind helping me? I honestly don't know how to read this tire pressure gauge thing. And I'm like, I could sit here and struggle with it, but this man probably knows. And then it just opened up this whole interaction where he like checked all of my tires. And then he was like, okay, and we need to fill this one, and we need to fill this one. And it just really, so I mean, it was just like, oh, this man who I don't even know is really, caring about what happens to me. And he, without me asking, went to all the tires on the car and just was checking to make sure that they were safe, and that I wasn't going to drive away and have my car, tires blow up or something. And it was just really a sweet interaction to like. And then I realized, I was like, oh, we just need to let them be men, and we need to
Mhm.
let go of, the constant, you know doing, and I can do it myself kind of thing. And there are men that they are ready and willing to help women. And I think that it actually makes them feel good about themselves, like that they were able to offer something. Your message just really resonated with my heart and my soul. And I knew I was looking for someone. And I do believe, in divine timing, and in that, what is meant for me won't pass me by. And when I saw your information, and I was just like, that's it. I mean, I really was. There wasn't any doubt in my mind. It was just like, I know that's what I want. And I kind of looked on Anna's website and kind of, read through some of her things,
Mhm.
but I just knew that she had the lifestyle that I wanted. And I knew I needed someone, to be a mentor who'd already kind of been through this, process of learning about themselves, and finding, a life partner, and creating a family, and a coaching practice that, she is very successful at. So I wanted all those things. And the best way, you are who you hang around with, right? And that's proven. And so I decided to take action and be with some, work with somebody who has the things in their life that I would like to also have in mine.
And for everybody who's hesitant, what would you say?
I would say just take the plunge. Like for women, we really, at the level of self-actualization, we need each other, we need collaboration. um, you can only get so far by yourself, and I am, like I said, a fiercely independent person. I tried to do everything by myself, but you have to think about it. Your experiences limited it to what your personal life has been in your upbringing and whatever else. It's like two heads are better than one, in my opinion, and you just get so much more of a rich experience when you can bounce ideas off someone or learn something or what worked for you or all of those things. And you really just, there's an energetic exchange where you learn and you grow, and then it changes both of your lives, because each one teach one. Like